Hi, welcome. Welcome to this second episode of the podcast Neuroplasticity. And in this podcast, we are going to cover and talk about neurodiversity and how we can not only support individuals with neurodiversity, but also how individuals with neurodiversity can really, upgrade themselves and to use the best potential that they have. But also for organizations and companies that have neurodiverse individuals and employees inside to really get the sense what is the best way to do certain type of things. And sometimes it's so easy to really support and really give to people the possibility of having more success, feeling better, feeling belonging, and also being integrated. Today was a very interesting day because I went to my son's school to do some tests. So basically questions to get a little bit the sense where he is right now and what will be the next steps. And what I'm going to bring you today really shift the full conversation. And was interesting because the behavior specialist, so it's the test is basically some cards, and some cards they have color, and each color correspond a phase, like for the individual. So we have the baby phase, and we have the toddler. So we have the child. So we have different phases on the development when the child starts getting the awareness of themselves, and when the child starts getting awareness of the world. So several stages. And she put 3 stages. And she said, and I was looking and I was reading, because you have like a question, for instance, the question about how is the child dealing with emotions and regulation of emotions, and then has some I think 5, or some of them 6 even or more behaviors for each one of the phases, right? And you need to say, okay, this is done, is doing already this, and this is where it is right now. And she put this 3, and I was reading and I like, this doesn't apply to Adam. And she's like, oh. And I said, no. And suddenly I got the other cards in a translation in a paper. And I said, oh, this is applying to Adam. So was the next phase. And she was like, oh, okay. Oh, maybe in this point, Adam is here. And then comes the second question. And Adam was also in the other spectrum, and the other, and the other, and the other. And was even one that I said, oh, but this is not fitting. And then I was like, oh, let me read this one. And she said, oh, but this is above the age of Adam. And I look at her, you can imagine my face, right? It was like, and then she's like, oh, no, read it. And I said, yeah, Adam is here, above what is expected for his age, not even for his condition of being autistic. I said, Adam is here. And she looks at me and said, oh, wow. I said, yeah, why you never thought about it? Why you never thought that was possible, that in some of these, questions about emotions, about how they interact with people, how they play, and Adam could be above his age. You will never do that with a child that is not autistic. And she said, yeah, you have a point. I know that I have a point. because this is the confusion that a lot of times people have. And this is what I want to bring to you, is what is condition and what is strategies. And we need to be very honest about what is the condition. And the condition is literally what the brain and the person can do. And the strategies is what the person is doing just because, or she saw it, or she did it one time and worked, just like any of us, okay? But the thing is that, of course, a neurodiverse person has different conditions. And we need, first of all, to really get the clear that we can at that precise moment, because we know also that it changes and things can change. But we need to know the maximum that we can, what is the literal condition of that person. And let me tell you, this doesn't come with these behavioral questions. This comes with exams, tests, neurological tests, with scans, with measuring the brain, with seeing all the synapses that the brain can create, with measuring the waves. Is a medical measurement. And I think that this is not done times enough. I see a lot of people even getting diagnosis only by the behavioral part. It's not enough. It's not enough, because a lot of the behaviors can also be strategies. Like, I did this once and suddenly this some way somehow worked and I'm going to repeat it. And if we don't get the challenge and we don't go a little bit out of that behavior to test if the behavior can be different, we will never know. So we start believing that the behavior that the person is giving is the only behavior possible. And let me tell you that a lot of times is not. A lot of times is not. So we need, first of all, to distinguish these two things. What is condition and what is strategy? And this needs to be very clear. And when we get the condition, very simple example, Adam cannot have a conversation. We don't know yet if that is a condition, because by the exams that were done, we cannot tap if Adam will ever be able to have a conversation. But Adam was not talking, and now he's talking. He can not have a conversation, but he can say some words. And he can, sometimes even reply to very simple commands and say the commands like stop, up, eat. So he can say some things, but he cannot have a conversation. But 3 years ago, he was only saying mama. So, like, if we stay and we start believing that the fact that he was not talking was a condition and not a strategy, what will happen is that I will probably not do what I did, like asking to put him in a class that kids were talking, because he was 2 years in a class that no one was talking. So none of the kids was talking. And I said, I don't believe that this is a condition for Adam. I think that this is a movement. So I want to get them the opportunity of doing something else. So I asked for them to change to a room that other kids were talking. And guess what? He goes after the kids that talk. He wants them. He wants the kids that talk. The kids that don't talk, he plays still with them, but is not the first choice. So he wants that, because in the house we talk with him and we ask him sometimes even to say it. And this is a very, very simple example. that happened with us, right? But I saw this happening with other people. Like suddenly it's like, oh, wait, are you doing that because you cannot do a different thing? Or because you did it and worked some way, somehow? And this question sometimes is so relevant. One time I was also working with a kid, and he also was doing something that was not, really helpful for him. And then I said to the parent, but can he do something else? And the parent said, we don't know. So that's what we need to find out. So when we found out, we took the kid to that new behavior, to that new possibility. And suddenly he was not doing anymore a behavior that was even harming himself. So that's what we need to discover. And for that, we need to test. We need to get that experience and see what happens. Be very observers of what happens and seeing, okay, is this too much? Is this not too much? So we can, continue and see what's bringing. So I want to bring to you this big and huge difference. What is a condition? And the condition is a medical issue, okay? In the sense that is revealed by some exams, because unfortunately we cannot see the brain, naked eye. And then we have the strategies that then you can ask for, therapy, coaching. You can ask for interventions to shift the strategies, to change the strategies, to bring more possibility of strategies. And I think this is so relevant because people can get highly surprised by the realization that whatever is happening is really just a strategy, it's just a behavior. It doesn't say anything about the impossibility of getting new behaviors. And I always say this, get more curious. Be curious enough to say, is this only this? Or can this be in a different way? It doesn't mean necessarily that it's better or worse. We are not putting this on the range of better or worse. We are putting this on, can this be different? Can this amplify the person? Can this amplify our relationship? Can this amplify your performance? Whatever that is. But it's not about right or wrong, it's can we amplify? So this is what I want to bring to you today, and I hope this serves you. If you have any curiosity about this, please give me a message, reach out. I'm so happy to share with you all my insights, and I really want to bring this further. So if you know an institution, if you are yourself running an institution, I'm super happy, and I will make time to go to you and give a workshop, a training. Tell me what you need, and I will be there for you. Thank you so much for reading me, seeing me, and staying with us. And please share this, because I think it's so many people out there in need of this information. And this is for free. This is for you.